Welcome to Excited Nuclei channel. So today we are going to see our next Python project, and that is going to be quiz app. So without wasting any time, let me share my screen. So first of all, let me take you to the demo. So if I execute this app, first it is going to greet the user, then it is going to ask for the role. Basically, I have implemented a role-based system here. So let's say if I choose the student one, it's going to print that starting quiz and then welcome to the quiz, total questions, enter the option number. Okay, so now we will start with answering questions. So let's say if I say that, okay, what is the capital of India? Option 2 is the right one. Then what is the system level programming? Basically, I have skipped the whole statement. Let's just put the right answers, or maybe let put something wrong here. Let's say Steve Jobs. And yes, as you can see, we get the score, we get the percentage, and that we then we get a good job. Remark. And also, it is going to ask us after you can say certain type of operation. It is going to ask, do you want to exit the program? And then we have two options to enter, Y or N, yes and no. So let's say if I take it to the yes. So after exiting this program, it is going to print thank you for using the quiz app. So that is how we are going to do. So without wasting any time, let's start with the coding part. So I have already coded the whole program. So first of all, let's see what's the project title. So the project title is going to be console based quiz app. Then the project description, it is going to be a simple command line application built using basic Python concepts. And basically it is also going to be asking multiple choice questions as you have seen. So let's skip that. Now concept, basically the concept use, we are going to use variables, dictionaries, and functions, basically if else condition, user input basically. And also at the end of the program, we are going to display the total score and percentages, and also the feedbacks, basically the remarks. And here is the structure of a dictionary in which we are going to store our questions. So let's start with the coding part. So this is the code. So first let's start by removing the code. Actually, sorry. Let's remove the code here. And as we are going to implement it from scratch, or maybe the dictionary can be as it is. A login check can be also be you can say put it here. Now let's remove the other functions that we want to do, and just give me a second here. And then we got the menu system, or maybe we can just keep the menu system as it is. Then the add question part, then we have why it is not working. Yeah, it's working. Then we are going to just again remove the this question removal function and everything. So let me just copy everything really fast so that um, I think I just have to first. Okay, let me from where it is. Okay, remove question, right? So I have actually removed whole code here, and let's put the comments in such a way that it actually shows us that what are the features that we are going to implement every time. The next is update questions, and the next thing that we want to do is initialize the quiz. So that can also be done here. And after that, we are going to implement our main loop. Main loop. So this is what our you can say high level surface, or you can say surface level of input or coding look likes. So first is the question dictionary. So as you can see, how the question dictionary is stored actually was first the variable question dictionary, then comes the question, basically the statement of the question. Then we go to we basically use the nested dictionary here, and in the dictionary we are just going to pass the choices, and the choices is actually the key, and the value it stores is basically a tuple, and the tuple is going to store multiple values of options, basically the string values, and at last we are going to save an answer to basically keep the things really clean. Now as you can see, we have admin and student login here, so we have to consider doing something that let's okay, confirm that you are admin. Basically the operations that the user is doing is quite good. That's why I'm thinking of doing something like this. And now the next thing that we need to do is to basically create a helper function. While helper function, you will get to see that when we are going to do our coding. Now let's say default input with default values. Let's say with input with default. So this is what it is going to be. So it is going to take from basically the message that we print to the console and the default value, and then it is going to do one thing. It is going to create a variable in which we are going to ask for the user for the input, and in the input section there is a typo, so we are going to use f string here, and in the f string we are going to pass the prompt first, and also we are going to show the default values, and default values have been shown here, and then put a colon here, and after that we are going to check if value dot basically value which tell you once I've written that. Basically it's getting really hectic speaking and doing things together. So, so as you can see, we have created a check in which if user just enters everything or maybe put a space, so in that situation we are just going to remove the extra spaces from the, you can say, user input, and we are just checking if there is nothing left in the string, then just return the default value. Basically the check that you can say keeps something at the place where in the case of no value entered. So next is our menu system. We have actually returned the string here only, so that's not needed actually. So let's close everything here first, and we have to. Now the next part comes is adding a function. So we are going to define add questions, and in this there are some things that we want to say. So if we want to update this dictionary here, as you can see, first we have to pass something like a question here, then we also need to pass the choices and the answer, basically three things that this function is going to take, and these things are first of all question, then comes the choices, and then comes the answer. And also, if we want to update the dictionary that we want to basically do, so for that we also have to pass the question dictionary. So this is what we are going to do now. Checking now, the next thing that we have to do is basically complete this code, and this code can be simply completed by, you can say, question is equal to, or maybe question date of value question. Actually, we are creating the same structure, and I know if you have known about the dictionaries, and if you don't know about the dictionary, you can check our dictionary. You can say video. So basically, the promotion done. Then comes the value. So in this part, we are going to pass the choices, and also we are going to pass the answer. So by using this function, we can just simply update our questions in the question dictionary. Now, moving on to the next part, what else we can do is we can just simply remove the question. Really, of course, admin should have these values. Admin should have these features with him. So admin here is someone like a tutor or any teacher, you can say, or anyone who wants to do these things. So basically, it is going to take two things. First is the question, and the other thing is question dictionary. Sorry. So why the question and question dictionary? Because the question is the key value which contains all the other info. So if we remove the key, actually, we can remove the everything. So first of all, we have to check whether this key is present in question dictionary or not. Basically, the question is present in our database or not. That is what we are checking in the simpler term. So we are just going to do that. Question dictionaries. So basically, what this code does is it basically takes the question and checks whether there is any key that is equal to this question here. Now we can do simply do delete, basically using the inbuilt commands question dictionary and then question. So basically what it does is it checks whether the question present in the question dictionary and then simply deletes that. Now if there is no dictionary, no such question is you can say present, then we can simply say question not found. So basically that is what we can print here. And also let's print a message here. Print, what should we say? Question removed successfully. So this is what our message is going to be. So as you can see, we have created a function to basically remove the questions. Now the next thing that we need to do is update question. So the updation is quite simple actually. We just have to, so here we just have to take the same inputs as our add question, because in the sense we are actually creating new data. That's why. And in this section, we are just going to first of all check that whether the question in question dictionary, and then we are going to operate some functions like question dictionary of question. So this is the, we are just going to print that here and here, and in it we are going to create some string. Let's say choices is equal to choices, and also we are just going to say answer is equal to answer. So basically this is how we are going to update that, and then we are going to print a message that question updated successfully. So basically we are just going to borrow the string from here and updated successfully, else we are going to print the same thing. That means no question, basically question not present here. So now we have created every utility function. Basically all the helper functions we say are actually utilities. So that's why keep in mind. Also, I have not written any docstring and any type indication here. So I will recommend please write them by yourself, because this is going to show the impact of how you structure and how you efficiently write the code. And the next thing is we want to define the starting of the quiz. So let's name it quiz init. Let's say initialize. Now after quiz init, we have to do some, you can say, questions like if you want to print the score, we have to create a variable score here. And if you want to create something like the total number of questions, we can just do the length of what it is going to take. Yeah, it is going to take question dictionary, and the other thing that is going to do is just, sorry, it is going to print what it is going to print. Welcome to quiz app, basically. Yeah. So first of all, let's keep the new line. Welcome to, sorry, to QUIZ. So this is what we are going to print. Now also we are, or maybe I can just copy that. So as you can see, when the quiz initialized, it is going to say something like welcome to the quiz, and then it is going to print the total number of question, and also it is going to print the enter option number basically, and new line character. Now the next thing we have to do is write a for loop for question, comma, data in question dictionary, and then we are going to say print new line. What should we write first? The question. And the other thing that we want to do is just we want to basically the print the choices, and the choices are multiple values here. So again using the for loop, but this time we are going to use something like choices for C in data choices, and we are going to just simply print the choices one by one to the console, and after printing the choices, we are going to ask user the answer, really answer from the user. Then we are going to just we can say take an int input in such a way that enter your answer, and also we are going to say to user, okay, you have to type 1 to 4 actually, or rather than 1 to 4 we can just simply say 1 to 4 and then do this. Now after getting the user answer, what else we are left with? We are just going to left with checking whether this answer is correct or not. So if user answer is equal to data answer, then do one thing, print correct and increase the score by 1. Else print incorrect and just continue the loop, or maybe this incorrect can be replaced by something like wrong answer, and the correct answer is this. Basically this whole statement can be done using like this. Now after you can say this whole part, there are some things that left for us to do, such as calculating the you can say percentage, as well as printing the score to the console. Percentage score divided by total multiply by 100. So this is what our percentage is going to be. This is the percentage of right question answered by the user, and then we are going to just print what should we print. So for the printing part, I'm just going to borrow from the previous code. Okay. So after calculating the percentage, we actually say quiz finished, then put the score here in such a way like sorry, a way like score, let's say 3 out of 3. So basically this is what we are going to replicate here, and then the percentage. So basically we have written a new, you can say, set of thresholds. If the percentage is greater than or equal to 80%, basically the merit one, then we are going to say excellent performance. And if the percentage is between 80, basically the 79 and 50, we are going to say good job, and else we are going to say keep practicing. So with this, we have actually covered our quiz initialization function. Now, the only things that we are left with is to write our main loop. So for the main loop, we are going to use while loop. Why while loop? Because we want to repeatedly do that. And why repeatedly? Because I have to show you the admin side features too. That's why. And or maybe we can also add a new function here. We can say, okay, we will do that later. So first of all, we are going to print our menu, and then we are going to ask for the role, enter your role. So basically we are going to ask for the role. Sorry. Then there are going to be two sections. First of all, admin section, and then there is going to be like student section. So these are the two sections that our code is going to have. So about that, let's first write the student section because that's easy to write and because it is short. So first of all, ignore. So let me just if role equal to 1, then do that. And if role equal to 2, then do that. And print invalid. So, so basically these are the three things that we need to do. So as we are writing the student side one first, so we can just put the pass statement here. And for the students print, so for the student section, we are first going to print the starting quiz and then going to simply initialize the call the quiz init function here. So basically we have completed our student side function. And just also after you can say executing everything here, we are just going to implement an exit option for the user. So for the exit option, I'm just going to copy and paste and explain it to you. So after you can say doing one task, basically the student section or you can say user section, we are going to ask the user that either you want to enter the program or not. And if the user made the choice yes, he have to enter the Y. And if the choice is Y, then it is going to exit or you can say break the loop and also print the message to console. Thank you for using this app. Now, this is the thing that we have done. Now, coming to the so before coming to the admin section, let's just you can say try to execute this whole function. Okay, it is writing the message. Good. It is asking for our role. Okay, I want to student role. We got an error, and that is it says question and data in question dictionary. Why it is saying too many values to unpack? Where is our question dictionary? Okay, here is question dictionary. Uh, there is quiz initialization. Okay, here is quiz initialization. And what is the? Oh, sorry, I have I forgot to actually uh, this, you can say items. Basically, this is the function that we have missed actually. So again, tries. Okay, now everything is working fine. Delete, then the option, and then we also say one option. So good, everything is working. Yes, I want to exit the loop. The exit message is also getting printed. Now, the only thing left us to do is to complete this admin side. Now, to complete this admin side, we first have to think of everything that we want to do. First of all, we have to ask for the password. So the password can be asked using the simple input, and then we are going to check the password. And for that, we have created the function check login, and then we are going to even say use a while loop basically to repeatedly ask user what he wants to do. Basically, it is not like if user just want to add 3 to 4 questions, but after just one question, the loop exits. So that is why we have to use the while loop here. And in the while loop, we are going to print the menu basically. And for that, as you can see, so about this option, back to the menu, it is going to direct us to this statement, basically the exit option. And if we choose no here, we are going to get back to our menu. So that's how it is going to execute it. So also, for the sake of clarity, let me also show you the code structure too. So first, let me, okay, here is fine. Code structure. And we are going to wrap this whole thing into the multi-line comments. So here, as you can see, we have written our main loop. Main loop is going to execute this as this. So for now, let's ignore that. And then we have to write our while loop. In the while loop, we are going to take the input from the user, input from the user, basically int input, and in the input we are going to pass up our prompt, and that is enter your choice. And after taking input from the function, we are just going to write some, we can say, statement like, first of all, adding the question. The next thing we can do is updation. The next thing we can do is removal. And is there anything else that we can do? Mm, yeah, that's all we need. So add, update, and remove. So these are the three options that we need to do, and we are just going to do input is equal to 1. Then we are going to do the same, and if input equal to 2, then we are going to actually see the same. Okay, just give me a second here. Yeah. So after taking the input from the user again, we are just going to do remove question, then elif input equal to 3. Then we are going to say pass. Also here we are going to say pass, else say print invalid choice. So this is what it is going to basically print on the sections. Now let's complete our add question and answer section. Now as we know that our add and update function is actually quite similar. So first of all, let's write the add function. So first of all, we have to ask for the question from the user, and that can be done by simply say asking question is equal to input, enter question based, very simple. Let's keep it simple. Okay, and also we are going to ask for the different you can say choices and also about the answer. And for that, it is going to be really you can say long. That's why I'm just copying and pasting. And then we are just simply going to call the add questions function and pass every you can say parameter, that is question. Our choices, how we can pass the choices is actually quite simple. We are just going to pack the choices, all the choices into a tuple basically, and we can just simply pass the choices here, and then of course answer. Then we got the question dictionary. So this completes our you can say question adding, and also at the last printing a message. Now the next part is writing the input, or you can say writing the updation of question. So for that too, we are going to just simply ask for the input, that ask what question that you want to say, and again putting a check if question in question dictionary, then for now pass, else print, and in this question not found. So this is the error message that we are going to print actually. And now let's complete the question updation part. Now for the updation part, there are some things that we need to keep in mind. First of all, we need to, you can say, print the old choices and old answer, or you can say save them into a new variable for our reference. Now we are again going to ask for the choices, but this time it is going to be using that input with default function. And why is that? Because let's say if by you can say if user don't want to update every choices from the question, and he only wants to update the choices that he thinks that okay, I don't need that here, I can just simply change the choices every time. Or you can say if I think that okay, this choice is not fitting well here, so let's change it. So this kind of things can be done. And let's say there are also some choices that he don't wants to change basically the answer, then he can simply put the enter here, and the by default choice is going to actually run by everything. And then of course the next thing is the answer part. And at last again the choices are going to build, and that going goes to our dictionary. So again, let me just copy and paste that. Basically, we have created, I believe, everything. Okay, the remove function is actually left here. So for the remove function, it's quite simple. We just have to take the input as for a question, and then just simply call the function remove question. And also here and here and so we have actually done these three functions. And as you can see, the message has actually been included in this remove function, and the same goes for the update questions. So that's why we have not entered any kind of you can say message here. So with this, we have actually completed our code. Now it's time to execute that and see whether it's working or not. So again, asking for us the role. This time again, I'm going to go for the, you can say, student 2, because whatever changes we made, we must actually see whether it is breaking the existing one or not. For that, I'm just going to blindly type the answer. It's working. Okay, I want to, yeah. Sorry, I don't want to exit the program. Then, of course, I'm going to enter the admin, and now it's time to check for the password. Password, okay. Then it enters into the admin panel, and in the panel, we can just simply go to. First of all, I want to go to the main menu back. Okay, now we get the issue that we can't seem to actually go back to the admin panel. So for that, we can just simply, you can see, invalid choice is actually working. That's good part. Now adding the question, it's a question. Okay, now it's get exited. Okay, we get the error that it is not redirecting us to the, what they say, the main menu whenever I am asking for that. So why is that? Okay, we have to actually we forgot to actually put the condition here actually, and without wasting any time, I'm just going to paste that here. Okay, and here we go. Is there anything missing actually? Okay, back to main menu. We are actually going to break the while loop, and after breaking the while loop, it is going to say, it is going to return us to this exit choice. Okay, now it should be working. Okay, enter your role. I want to say admin role. Then again password. Now I want to go to admin. No, now it's working. Basically, it is showing, do you want to exit the program? Again admin. Then again. Now adding the question part. Let's say I want to, okay, add the question. Then enter the question. This time I'm going to say what is Python? Simple question. Option are animal, programming language. I know you are laughing right now, being ridiculous, saying very ridiculous. Language, both A and B, none. And for the answer, of course, two, because Python is not an, you can say, animal. Or maybe it is an animal. You can just simply say, okay, MDO, Python, okay, Python is, mm, 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 mm. What should be the option? Should be three actually. Okay, now back to main menu. let's say for now. No, I would not want to exit. Now exit. Okay, now it says Mumbai, New Delhi. Okay, 3, 3, 1. Okay, as you can see, we get to see our question here. But of course, we have not written for and dot here. That's why we are not getting any for and dot here. But we get to see our question. Let's say I say for the one animal, it says one question wrong. Percentage shows. Now I want to remove this existing one. Again, now I want to update the question. Which question do we want to update? Basically, we want to update the question. Where is it? Where? Yeah, here it is. We want to basically update this question. You can say, okay, I want to update this question. It says choice one is actually animal. Okay, we want to remove this animal with what do I want to say? Animal. We can say fish. Basically, I want to change the word thing. Okay, don't want to change this function. Don't want to change this function, and also don't want to change this function. Now the correct answer changes. And again, let's go back to the main menu. Again, student part. Now again 3, and it is wrong answer. We know. And again 3, then again 1, then again 2. Okay, we get to know. Again, I want to take the quiz, but right now, and again 2. Okay, everything is working actually. We want to now remove the function, or you can say question. I want to remove the question remove. Now let's check the questions here. Basically, student part. Say 2, 3, 1. Okay, now it's executed. Now we want to close the program. So with this, we have completed our next project, and that is quiz app using Python. So there are some recommendations from my side, and that are please write the type indications that I have written here. Also, please type the documentation. Basically, documentation is basically doc strings in the function that will help you. And also try entering, we'll say, almost 10 to 20 questions in it, and try to see whatever the code is basically interacting with you, how it is executing everything. And also please revise the dictionary with it. So that's all for now.